It's 7 o'clock on a Tuesday evening. You're sitting at your financial advisory office, looking directly across the table into your prospect's eyes. Your wife and kids were expecting you home over 2 hours ago, but you tell yourself that if you close this case, it'll all be worth it. The prospect looks up at you. She takes a deep breath and she says, I'm so grateful for all the help that you've given me. I love this entire financial plan, but before we move forward, I'd like to sleep on it. Can I think about it? You say yes, but in reality, your heart drops. You know that you've already put on the table every strategy, every chart. You've answered every question that she has. Somewhere across town, there's another man who's meeting with a similar family. This man just closed $1 million case with less questions answered, less strategies placed on the table, and way less charts and graphs. The difference was not the lead. The difference is the man in the room. And in this video, I'm going to teach you about the three qualities that you need to become a $10 million man. And let me tell you, it's not that you need more leads. It's not that you need more credentials. And it's definitely not more explanations to your prospect. You see, a $10 million advisor is a type of man, not a type of trick. And this man is a man who has these three distinct characteristics inside of him. In fact, there's no amount of charts, graphs, or presentations that could replace these three particular distinctions that I'm going to share with you here today. My name is Sam Rad, and I was a financial advisor in Beverly Hills making over $1 million of income a year, not because I had more designations, not because I knew annuities and life insurance policies better than you. I just knew how to develop trust really quickly. I understood how to hold tension inside of my appointments. And finally, I understood how to have authority that came from a level of authentic confidence, not from some script. You see, most men are so busy following scripts and trying different techniques on their clients, and they wonder why their case sizes stay the same. Did you know that the average case size for a man in the financial advisory business is about $150 to $250,000? Think about what would happen in your field, in your firm, in your business if your case size went from 150 to 350 to 550 all the way up to $800,000. How would that affect the quality of your life as a man? And how would that impact the scale of your business? In other words, if you're trying to scale your company as a financial advisor and you're trying to do it by seeing 20 more, 30 more, or 50 more leads a month, you're absolutely going to have burnout. And I've been there. At the age of 33, I was generating $10 million of annual annuity business. And let me tell you, for most of it, I was burnt out and I was miserable. And so my goal is to teach you how I converted the mindset of being a slave in my business into being an authority, and how I started to attract clients instead of pressuring them. How I started to actually get to a higher level of wealth and success, not just financially, but also in a space of fulfillment and purposefulness as a financial advisor man. Here are the three distinctions that are going to take you from being a hustler to a man who commands the room. Number one, it's trust. How trustable are you as a financial advisor? Are you a man that someone can trust, not just with their money, not just with their portfolio, but with their actual life and their goals and their destiny? You see, most men are so focused at trying to put a better plan together that they miss the bigger picture. Your clients are not paying you, they're not investing in you, they're not putting their entire life's savings in your hand because you have a better strategy. Having a good strategy is just the base. And if you really want to get those $1 million clients, you need to have the trust, you need to have the authority, you need to have the level of nervous system that $1 million man commands. And doing that means that you have to become a trustworthy man. This channel will teach you how to develop your skills to be a trustworthy man, a man who has integrity, a man who commands the room, a man who people want to be around, a man who is actually honorable to be in your presence, rather than a guy who knows numbers and strategies. Honestly, guys, that's no longer valuable because of AI. The second thing I want to teach you is how to hold more tension in every conversation that you have. So many men are fawners. Fawning is a type of people pleasing behavior that most men have. And when you're a people pleaser, you actually lose more sales than you gain sales. Your portfolio sizes usually reflect the level of people pleaser that you are. And contrary to popular belief, the opposite of people pleaser is not a man who's a jerk, is not a man who's aggressive. Actually, a man who knows how to hold tension, a man who knows how to command energy, a man who doesn't just say yes to everything when he actually means no. And your clients are conscious enough that they will test you. Because if you want to go from $150,000 portfolio size all the way up to like 800 or $1 million of portfolio, you're dealing with a customer who is way more conscious and has way higher expectations of you as a man, as a human being, than you as a robot. So, how willing are you to develop yourself as a man who is to be trusted, who commands the room, who is not a people pleaser, who actually is a partner in someone else's life and not just in their portfolio? I speak of this through personal experience. At the beginning of my career, I was very much in my head as a man. I wanted to know every strategy, every lingo, every type of asset allocation there was. And to my surprise, my firm was not growing. I became stagnant and I was frustrated, not only at myself, but also at my own clients. What I didn't realize is that even though I knew all the intellectual pieces of what I was representing to my clients, they didn't trust me. They didn't give me that authority to become the author of their lives. And when I started to develop myself into a $10 million man, which is what I'm going to teach you in this channel and on my programs, is when I started to actually attract higher level clients. The type of clients who weren't just interested in meeting with me because of my strategies and my financial wisdom. These were people who actually wanted to meet with me because they would tell me, it's an honor to be with you. I actually enjoy spending time with you. Let me ask you, you're a financial advisor. You worked hard for your money. If you were to give your money to another man to invest, to care for, to grow, what kind of qualities would you be looking for in that man? Would you be looking for a man who is just smart and knows numbers? Or are you looking for a guy who actually connects with you, who is emotionally intelligent, who can actually empower you and edify you beyond just your portfolio? So, this is what I'm here to share with you, man, that if you want to become a $10 million man, you have to embody the qualities of a $10 million man, not the scripts. Remember what I said, becoming a $10 million advisor is a type of man, not a type of trick. Lastly, what type of a confidence do you carry? Is your confidence a confidence that is fake? Is it a confidence that is based on some kind of a play act? Are you showing up in rooms where you're actually really fearful and shy and trying to cover your behavior with fake confidence? Because let me tell you, your $1 million clients are going to detect that from a mile away. Or are you a type of man whose confidence is authentic, who demands authority, who commands the authority by his presence? And this here is not a script. It's not a CFP. It's not a designation. It's the type of man that you become. And you become this man by doing personal development. Personal development means taking a look at where you actually feel shy, where you actually feel scared, and actually owning it instead of hiding it. I'll give you an example. Almost every time that I stand in front of an audience to do a live presentation, I feel a sense of shyness. I feel a sense of scared. And before I knew this information that I'm about to teach you, I used to go up in front of an audience and pretend that I was confident and ready to go. Meanwhile, my hands would shake, my voice would stutter, and I would constantly be walking forward and backward on stage. Now, what I do is I stand in front of stage, I take 3 deep breaths, I look everybody in the eye, I feel my shyness, I feel my scared, and the first words out of my mouth is not my name. It's in this moment, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you what I'm feeling so that I don't need to hide it anymore. In fact, I'm noticing that I'm feeling a little shy and I'm feeling a little scared to be up here. I'm also feeling a lot of gratitude. With that said, let's go ahead and start this presentation because I'm really honored to be here with you. You see, when I started to actually reveal my internal emotions, when I was able to actually detect them, not just avoid them, I was no longer needing to spend time and energy avoiding them. And in fact, so often I get people out of my seminars coming up to me and saying, wow, I never had anybody share with me that they were shy and scared in front of the entire audience, in front of the room. I really admire you for that. That's really courageous. You see, it's this type of authority, it's this type of embodiment that's going to be able to get you those $1 million clients. You've tried all the scripts, you've tried all the strategies, it's not working. And so I want to show you how to really become a man who commands the $1 million portfolio. A man where people are actually appreciative that they met. A man who people are actually excited to come to your office to spend that 1 hour with you. Not just because they're going to learn about their finances, but because being in front of you, being in your presence, is actually an upgrade for human beings. People are looking for others who are not just here to lead them in a functional way. Guys, if you're watching this video, I'm telling you, AI is taking over. So your functional value is no longer that impressive. 20 years ago, you can be a brainiac and really command money. Now, it's how much emotional intelligence do you have? How much value will I receive as a prospect if I'm spending an hour with you? And I'm not just talking about value associated with how much asset allocation you can show me. That's easy. Honestly, I can do that on ChatGPT. I'm looking for a advisor who is a type of person who I'm willing to follow, a man who is a leader, not just a broker, a guy who is a standard of what healthy, masculine, intelligent leadership looks like. And this is you. And my goal is to develop you into that man who commands these type of clients, whose clients flock to him. And this is how you're going to scale your firm. Not by getting more leads, not by seeing more appointments, not by closing more $250,000 cases. And let me tell you, when your case sizes go up, the value, the frequency of your relationships also go up. The type of clients that you're going to attract are people who actually enjoy being in your presence. They're influential people, and they're giving you a significant portion of their life savings. So they are now invested in your success. Imagine what that could be like if you had clients who were invested in your success as a human being. How would that transform your life? How would that transform the fulfillment of your destiny here as a financial advisor, man? And I'm here to remind you that the reason you got into this business was not because you just wanted to make money. You came here because you wanted to have deep, fruitful relationships. You wanted to be a leader who guides people through their obstacles in life. You wanted to be a man who develops himself as a person who is a authentic, heart-centered man. So I'm going to teach you all of the tools that you need to have, and you won't need to memorize any more scripts. Join me by following me on menofmeans.org. Subscribe to this channel, make a comment, and let's get started. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.